Hey guys, this is Rock King 3 bringing you the live commentary of Forza 5. And I had a request to build a 2005 Honda NSX-R, and I have brought it up to the A class. I'm here to show you how it works, and then I'm also here to show you the tune behind that as well. The reason why I wanted to show you the driving of this car is that because it is kind of tricky to drive. It's a very high horsepower. I did an engine change on it, and due to the PI, I was not able to get up to the top tires that I wanted to. So these are not stock tires, but they're not high enough level tires to make a big difference as far as handling. So this car is going to be a really big balance between, I didn't go all out on the power, but I wasn't able to go all out on the handling either. So the car itself is kind of a balance. It's a good top speed car for A class on this. You won't get left behind. But then you also be able to make up some time in the handling if somebody took a car and completely made it for speed. One thing you'll see that, except for on these straightaways, I'll redline these, but on the curves and stuff like that, I'll actually keep the RPMs low. Otherwise the tires just peel out. This is a rear-wheel drive, mid-engine car, and the weight distribution is in such that the back tires will break loose a lot. I don't have a lot of downforce on it. That was mainly to balance out this top speed on this road. It gets up to about 205 miles an hour, which isn't incredibly fast, but again, it's a good balance between speed and handling. So this first one is actually, starting from the stop. So I'm going to have to take 2 laps on this to show you guys how competitive it is versus the other rival on here. I think the rival was about 690th or something like that, so it's not super fast, but we should be able to beat it, and hopefully with a clean lap too. And I cannot stop this. So I'm working on getting the ABS, turning off ABS, so I'm not real good with that yet. So I locked up the tires and unfortunately turned it. But again, this is not about the first lap. It's going to be all about the second lap. Now I have a feeling that in the A-Class 205 miles an hour is going to be a little bit slow. But again, it's going to be that trade-off of being able to keep up in the turns and stuff like that, and acceleration. I think acceleration-wise it's okay. And in terms of braking and handling, it should do a little bit better than most cars. So this won't be a car that you'll be able to go out and put a top 100 time down with or anything like that. But if it's your favorite car, you enjoy driving it, and somebody put a request out there for having me to build this out, so somebody must really enjoy it. And that's what this game is all about. You only want to drive a Mini Cooper 65 for such a long time. You want to get into a car that you really enjoy driving, or you would like to have in real life, or I know I do. Not that I'll ever buy a Ferrari, but I wish I could. Still struggling a little bit with the handling. Gotta feather the gas a little bit. And I'm not downshifting here because I want to keep the tires on the ground. Still does a good job accelerating, even though the RPMs are low. So if you think you should be in second, you probably should put it down in third. If you think you should be in, just do it that way. Just keep your gearing just a little bit different. Alright, so we should, and I made it a dirty lap right before I even got started. Alright, so here we'll be able to compare a little bit. I think it was what is that, S7, Saving F7? So we're a little bit faster. Here we go. Ooh, don't want to break tires loose. Shift early because there's turns here. Shift early again. Didn't shift early enough. Feels like I'm tiptoeing a little bit, but it's mainly because the RPMs aren't high. I'm still going pretty quick through the turns. And we'll do this one in 4th. We'll see what that saline does here, see if it catches me a little bit. We'll watch behind us a little bit and see how it does. See what the difference between 205 and how fast they have that one going. Unfortunately, I dirtied that lap right before. Looks like we're kind of losing it. So at 202, 203, 205, looks like we're able to stay ahead of the car pretty well. A little bit more ready for that turn this time. Oh, here it comes. Here comes the saline. It's got a top speed over me. Come on, car. Stop. Stop, 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 stop. There we go. That worked out well. Nope. See if we can get away from him again with acceleration. I think we have acceleration. Yep, we definitely have acceleration over him. He has the top speed over us. I wanted to stop before I got that turn because it makes me get out of control there a little bit. I'm going to go back to 4th just so the tires start gripping. Stay in 3rd right here. And by doing that, like I said, it makes it so it doesn't peel out. Use the back end. Using that acceleration, you can see the space getting put between us. Do the acceleration. So that in itself makes this a really good multiplayer car. Definitely want acceleration. Really disappointed I dirtied this up right at the beginning of the track. Gotta listen for the tires. When to dirty this up, it'd be pretty good. Gonna do 3rd. We're gonna make sure we stay clear of everything. Still 3rd. There we go. Oh, I just got off the track a little bit. So we beat the car pretty good. 253.1. We'll go and stop there, and we'll look at the leaderboard here. 253.1. 353.1. Let's kind of see where that would have ended up. After we watch these really long. Wish these were skippable, or at least a little bit quicker. And then right after this, and we'll look at the leaderboard, and then we'll go look at the tune. And I've already forgot the time. I think it was 353.1. I think that's going to be just, there we go. 353. So that's not too bad, inside the top 350. So that's not horrible. I've only done 2 full laps with that, so that's not too bad. Alright, let's go check out the tune. And then I will also save it out as well. For now, I'll do that first. Let's see. We'll go ahead and, I'm not sure what it's going to do on other tracks, so let's go ahead and call it A-Class Le Mans. So you guys can look for the tune out there if you just want to pull the tune down and get the parts. Still saving. Oh, there we go. Two keywords. We'll call it a top speed, best for speed. Not a big deal. All right. So starting with the parts, first place I went is upgraded the engine. This is the 5.2 liter. Did not change the drivetrain. Did not do an aspiration change after that. I think I ran out of PI, if I remember right. I have full aero, and we'll go this way. I have no engine parts. I have full race everything. I have full roll cage. I have full weight reduction. I have race everything here except for this one. I couldn't quite get to the top. Use that as a filler at the end. Tires. Alright, rims. I went with the heaviest rims, even though the heaviest rims are actually lighter in this game than the stock tires. But I wanted to unlock the ability to make the walls thinner, so I did that on both sides. I think they're both upgraded by 1. Tire width, I went full tire width. And then I only went up 1 compound to the street tire. I really wanted to go to the sport tire, but as you see, it jumps up a lot of PI. So I would have lost a lot there. Alright, so now we're going to go and we're going to show the tune. And that one should be 29. For some reason, that is not. There's our 205 that we hit. We could probably move that around a little bit, maybe get up there a little bit faster. There's my alignment. This is a 4.7. I had to bring that down quite a bit. I think that's because it's a mid-engine. That's just a standard calculation. One thing about the mid-engine, you're going to see that the front springs are a lot softer than the rear springs, and that's because of the weight of the engine and everything is towards the back. Left this as a default. That could probably be brought down a little bit. Didn't play with it. Again, standard calculations here. The fronts, this is going to be a little bit different. Usually the fronts are stiffer than the backs, but in this case it's going to be reverse because of the mid-engine. The aero, I have a little bit of front to help me turn a little bit, and then I took off most of the back. The brake force, I'm putting 53% to, this is actually backwards. Put it towards the front, but that means it's actually more towards the rear. This is the pressure that I use because of not using ABS, and then I have these turned way down on the differential. So the key part about this car is make sure that in the turns you keep it a lower RPM because it's such a high horsepower, high revving engine that you'll lose the back end. And make sure you shift early, and then just max it out when you can on the straightaways. The most horsepower, if I can show you that line, the most horsepower is pretty much at the peak there. So go ahead and rev it up as much as you can. Alright, that's what it does for the 2005 NSX-R A-Class, specifically built for that track. If we were to take that somewhere else that turns a little bit more, we'd go back to the compound. We'd probably reduce the horsepower a little bit and get a little more compound to make sure that we can make turns. But that's what it is. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching, and hope you enjoy the tune. Later.